What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at a new e-bike. This is the DYU A1F Pro. As you can see, this is a very small bike and by far the smallest e-bike I have reviewed so far. But that is one of the major features of this bike, being so small and compact. A lot of these e-bikes now weigh anywhere from 60 to 120 pounds if you go with these long range bikes. But this is so small and compact, it's going to be so easy to carry around. When he folds up, it could even fit in the back seat or trunk of a regular size sedan as well. Despite being a very small bike, as you can see, it does have a lot of adjustability. So the seat can go all the way down to there and then all the way up to where you see it now. And then the handlebar also has an adjustable stem as well. So that's the lowest point, and right now I have it at the highest. So whether you're a kid or short person or someone maybe 6'2", you should be able to ride this bike without any problems. You might look a little goofy if you're really tall, but definitely still doable. One thing I really like about this bike is there's absolutely no assembly required. The only small thing you have to do is twist on the pedals, which takes about 30 seconds. But besides that, you basically just unfold it and you're good to go and start riding right out of the box. As you can see here, the bike does include this basket here. A lot of space in there. It is made of fabric, so you might not want to carry anything too heavy, but phone, water bottle, anything small, definitely good for that. Or you could probably carry your small dog in there as well. And then coming around back, it comes with this very tiny looking rack. I thought it was going to be pretty weak when it comes to capacity, but surprisingly, you can actually store 55 pounds on this rack, which is the same as most other full-size e-bikes. So despite being a very small bike, you can actually store a good amount of cargo on it. So if you want to take this for a quick grocery trip, you can load up 55 pounds back there, which may not sound like a lot, but 55 pounds worth of groceries is quite a lot of stuff. All right, so diving into the specs, in back we have a 250 watt motor with a peak of 350 watts. Coming to the other side, we have mechanical disc brakes. And then looking at the wheels, we have an alloy wheel, which is much better than a spoke wheel. You don't gotta worry about broken spokes or anything like that. And then the tire is a 16-inch by 2.1-inch tire. It's a small tire, but as you can see, it does have a good amount of tread on it, which should help with overall stability. Coming to the middle, as you can see, this is a folding e-bike, so it folds right here in the middle. The pedals fold in, and then the handlebars also fold down as well. I'll go ahead and throw up a clip so you can see what it looks like when it's folded. But once again, definitely the most compact e-bike I've reviewed so far. Inside the frame here, we have a 36 volt 7.5 amp hour battery. A little bit on the smaller side, but for this size bike, and again, given how small it is, it's a good choice for it. This way, it also keeps it small, but keeps the weight down as well. Coming to the front, you have a built-in headlight, and surprisingly, it actually looks like it has a good amount of output as well. Coming to the back, you have a tail light, but unfortunately, it's not attached to the bike, and it's powered by its own batteries. To turn it on, you press this here, and it has a steady mode and a blinking mode. Coming up to the bars, you have a thumb throttle, and this is the first time I've ever seen a thumb throttle like this one, but overall it does feel nice and comfortable. And then coming to the other side, you have a little bell, and then right here you have your controller, which shows your battery power and your speeds, which are low, medium, and high. Last but not least, this bike is water resistant with an IP54 rating and weighs 46 pounds. All right, so first impressions, this is definitely a very easy bike to pedal. There's a lot of e-bikes out there that kind of feel similar to a regular bike, but not quite. But this one feels like 98% very similar to a regular bike. There's barely any friction at all. Pedaling right now, I just feel like I'm on a regular non-e-bike. So if you want a bike that you could just ride and put in a decent workout, this is gonna be a good option for that. Then of course, when you get tired, just turn on the motor and then you can just relax the rest of the way. Another thing I like about this is it does feel nice and stable. It doesn't feel too much like a small bike. I had another small bike, not as small as this one, but a few years ago, another bike that I got for my daughter, which they sell at Costco. That one was small, but I think the wheels were a little bit smaller. I think like a 13-inch, 14-inch maybe. But on that one, it kind of felt like a kid scooter. So every time you turn like this, instead of being a smooth turn like I can do right now, it just felt very squirrely, and every time you turn, I felt like it was like lunging you into that direction. I just never really felt that comfortable on it. But yeah, this one definitely feels like a regular bike. It's a little more difficult to get started, I won't lie, because of its smaller size. So when I get on, I kind of got to do a little bit of that. But once you get going past 2-3 miles per hour, something like that, it's definitely not bad at all. As you can see, it does not have a screen, so that's one thing I don't like about it. I think they could have included even a cheap, very basic screen, as I do like to see at least what speed I'm going. So that's why right now I have my phone GPS, so we can see how fast this actually goes on the different speed modes. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely feel very goofy looking on this bike. It just looks like a small bike. So I'm sure to other people I kind of look something like a clown right now, but hey, that's okay with me. I'm okay with looking like a clown if that means I don't have to lug around a big bike and I have a bike that I can take pretty much anywhere. This is only a single speed bike, and most small bikes like this are only single speed as well. So I definitely would have liked if it had a shifter. Right now I have a hill coming up and I don't have the power assist on. So I know this is definitely gonna be quite the workout. If I was able to shift gears, it would have been a whole lot easier, but I'm gonna take the challenge. No power, going up a hill. Feeling the burn, feeling the burn. Whew, but I made it all the way up. Okay, that's enough for me. Let me go ahead and turn on the power. All right. So right now I have it set on low. Go ahead and turn on my GPS speedometer. So on low, it almost feels like it's off. It's a very, very subtle boost that kind of just gives you like a push. It's not really speeding you up, but it kind of feels like the equivalent of going from like 8th gear down to 1st gear. Like it takes off the load from the pedal. So definitely different from what I've seen on other e-bikes. Because of how light this bike is, it works out pretty well, and it kind of gives it, like by definition, power assist. So it's not gonna boost you up with speed. It's literally just gonna assist you and make it easier to ride the bike. So odd, but I like it. All right, on medium, definitely giving me some boost now. Again, single gear bike. So once you get past about 13, you are pedaling a bit like a hamster. Hopefully my camera's not flapping around too much because this is quite the leg workout. Let's go ahead and put it on high. Another cool thing I just noticed on this bike is pedal assist does not kick in right away. It's kind of like a very smooth, natural start. Now that I think of it, this is gonna be a really good bike for my daughter because she's not very good when it comes to response time. And with the other e-bike, the small one that I have, just like this one, that one, when the pedal assist kicks in, like most other e-bikes, it kind of just lunges you forward. And she's had a few close accidents where she'll be standing still or something and she'll just unknowingly move the pedal and the bike just kind of lunged her forward. One time she crashed into a fence. Luckily nothing happened. But yeah, this bike, she would not have had that issue because it takes a little while for it to get up to speed. It doesn't feel like it's doing that because the motor is weak, but more like that's just how they tuned it. All right, let me go ahead and test out these speeds. Let me pedal hard, or decently hard. So on low mode, about 11 miles per hour if you're giving it a good pedal. Medium mode, about 13 to 14. If you really, really push it, you probably get to 15. And like I said, this feels like a very stable bike. Right now I did somewhat of a sharp turn and it didn't feel like a small bike. For a moment I forgot that I was actually on a tiny bike and it just felt like a regular bike. All right, so high mode. Once again, pedaling as fast as I can. Barely touched 15 miles per hour, which is definitely not bad. This is not a bike that you want to go speed racer on. This is not a bike that you want to go long range. This is just the perfect short commuting bike. So it's something you throw in your trunk, park somewhere, cruise around the city, go from your house to the corner store. It's the perfect little portable cruiser. All right, so I'm on throttle only right now. And according to the GPS, we're getting 13 miles per hour. So not the fastest, but definitely a good enough speed to get some e-bike enjoyment. I have a cousin who just got into e-bikes and he really doesn't like going more than 14, 15 miles per hour. He likes the cruising speed. So for a lot of people, you don't really need the speed. I think this 13, 15, it's a nice casual stroll through the park cruising speed. Downhill right there, I'd seen it get about 15, but I'm sure the hill was helping it, so not really gonna count that. Let me go ahead and try this full throttle plus pedaling. Passing the stop sign, sorry. Ah! Got it to 16 miles per hour. I have my camera strapped pretty low so I can get it to see the bars. Felt the camera bouncing around, so you're either gonna see a very shaky video right there, or GoPro is gonna do its magic and stabilize it out. Definitely interested in seeing what that looks like later. Despite having small wheels, it doesn't feel that bad riding around over bumps either. It feels very comparable to a scooter. You feel the bumps, but it's not that intolerable. Honestly, I'm gonna have no problems riding this through the city streets. If you're off-roading it or running over a bunch of bumps, then you're probably gonna feel it. But for regular streets and sidewalks and bike paths, no problem. All right, let's go ahead and try out these brakes. Not bad. It's not gonna skid your tires. Then again, this bike doesn't really get to speeds where you're gonna need to skid your tires. For a bike like this, as long as you have a nice and smooth stop, really that's all you need, that's good enough. If this had hydraulic brakes on it, honestly it would just be overkill. If you're going 13 or 15 miles per hour the entire time, hydraulic brakes really aren't gonna make that much of a difference. So yeah, this bike is kind of in a class of its own. I can't really judge it the same as other e-bikes. It's not trying to be a high power, top of the line, long distance e-bike. Its thing is just that it's small, portable, compact, and it's just meant to be like a fun little e-bike. I have some e-bikes that are, 3,000 watts, dual motors and all of that. And I'm still gonna ride this one because, like I said, it's gonna fit in my trunk very easily. Doesn't weigh very much. I think the average Walmart e-bike is probably something like 35 pounds. This is 45 pounds, so it's barely a noticeable difference. Definitely a solid little e-bike for what it is. So yeah, overall, if you happen to be looking for a small and compact e-bike, something you can easily take with you anywhere, this bike here is definitely gonna be a solid option to look at. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.